And just like that, the Sixers training camp has officially come to an end. Day 5 in the books. Today we'll break down everything important from day 5 and talk about Sixers preseason, which opens up tomorrow against the Nets. Let's go. Perfect. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Philly Take with RB, #1 show for Sixers fans, providing the passion, always breaking it all down. Hit the like button, help spread this content. Subscribe right now, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos or live streams. Especially hit that bell to set a reminder for tomorrow, as we will be live, Sixers and Nets, 7:30 p.m. Come hang out, watch the game. We'll talk, we'll analyze all that good stuff. But before we get into that, we are back, and today was day 5 of camp, kind of just going through the final procedures, not a lot going on. I'm sure it was a light practice, and the guys are headed back. They're actually headed to Brooklyn to go get ready for this preseason game tomorrow, so it's going to be very exciting. Can't wait to see how it goes. But, a lot of the reporters had probably left as well. We have a couple things footage-wise to go through, so we'll analyze that. And I also want to talk about an article that was put out with some quotes regarding James Harden. But we start off today with a little shooting competition. That is right. Couple role players, Georges Niang and Paul Reed, having at it, man. Georges Niang, Paul Reed in a spirited competition at practice today on corner triples. We need that from Niang. And he's talking smack. I love Niang, man. He's talking smack. Reed jawing at him. Back to Niang. Oh, Reed's winning right now. Hey, Reed working on the shot. Reed working on the shot. That's what I like to see, man. That's what I like to see. Hey, Paul Reed, that corner three is looking a little bit better. The form is still a little bit hectic, but we will work on that. Shout out to the guys, man. Also, Tobias Harris putting in, again, some extra work after practice. There he is. Every clip we've seen this week of Tobias Harris, he's just, working on his jump shot, man. He's spotting up from the corner, spotting up from the wing a couple days ago, right? He's just working on that shot, again, trying to adapt and adjust that role. Shout out to Toby, putting in the grind, man. Again, if we can get a productive Tobias Harris, one that can fit this team and really find his rhythm when he needs to, he could really help us be a lethal offense. And, think about the defenders he's going to be going up against. So shout out to him for continuing to work on that. Now, we have to talk about James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. The two of them were out there balling today. We have James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, getting some shots up together after practice. From my estimation, obviously, we don't have a lot of substance, but it kind of seems like, again, today was just like a run through of things. I don't think they went hard. I think they just kind of went through the motions, worked on some plays probably, and just talked as a team, in terms of where they're at after this long week. But Harden, Maxey getting some shots up. I like this. I like these two building the chemistry. Harden, a little step back, knocks it down. That's what we need to see. And like I said yesterday, man, step back Harden training step back Maxey. In fact, what we're going to see soon, man, I think it's logo Harden training logo Maxey. But it's good to see them working together, man. Like I said, they're just trying to iron it all out. They're trying to iron it all out. Doc Rivers has said that the two of them are trying to find, when to be aggressive, when to defer to the other. So shout out to Maxey and Harden. Once again, building that chemistry. We know they're going to be such a focal part of the offense. And then also James Harden from the logo. I like it, man. Logo Harden steps to the side. And look, he's got Maxey out there working as well. He's training Maxey. Harden going to hit one, come to the camera. Says 5-piece. Shout out to Harden. Shout out to James, man. Him and Maxey putting in that work. Hey, we have two guys that can hit from this range that can extend like that. You better watch out, especially with Joel Embiid. Where do you put the defensive pressure at that point? All right, we got to talk about an article that came up regarding James Harden. So he kind of just reflected on this week. Shout out to Kai Carlin and, all the other reporters that put out this footage. A lot of these clips were from Kai Carlin, but he also put out a great article talking with James Harden and reflecting some quotes from the rest of his teammates. So let's see what James Harden had to say, as well as his teammates, regarding his training camp and kind of where he's feeling, right? Because we hear a lot of positive things, but as we saw on that stream where we got to see the full in-depth practice, there are also some negatives. Doc's going through the motions, trying to get his team ironed out and ready to go. So James Harden on his play says, quote, "It was good. Just trying to figure things out with the new additions and just everything. It's basically a fresh start, a fresh canvas, and I get an opportunity to listen to what the coaches got to say and how we want to play offensively and defensively. Just keep chipping away." That's what I like to hear, man. Just going through the grind. Harden on if he feels his explosiveness is back. Quote, "It's getting there. We got a full training camp, so there's time and periods where you have dead legs or rough legs, but those times you got to push through and continue to build. It builds character and things like that. I think this past week was really good for us." And I know your instant reaction to that is going to say, "Oh, well, he should be ready to go. He should be 100%. I agree. But again, he is getting older, and maybe there are some days where he doesn't feel as good, but that's where he needs to take care of his body. And by all indication, he's done a much better job of that this offseason and based off what he has said. So we really have to wait to see how it looks in season, because we can't have dead leg James Harden for many games. Now, some nights he's not going to feel good, right? Maybe you might have to load manage a little bit with James Harden, given the injury history of Embiid, and that will definitely be a topic of discussion as we go throughout the season and with the back-to-backs and all that stuff. But it seems like he's working on it. He's progressing. I don't like hearing this per se, but I have to wait and see how it looks come season time. Like, we will really start to see if he has taken care of his body. He knows everything that's on the line, and he needs to do that. But the next quote makes me feel better. Montrezl Harrell just talks about James Harden, and if you see the part, he says he definitely slimmed down and got himself ready to go and attack this season and just prove a lot of people wrong, really, which is a great mindset to have. I think that mindset is going to trickle down to a lot of people because it's going to have everybody in the locker room playing with a chip on their shoulder. That is the exact mentality you want to have, and it's good to hear some of the teammates talk that way. Shake Milton on James Harden, man, he's been great. He's being the James we need him to be. With the ball in his hands, he's an offensive juggernaut, getting guys in the right position, and when he's aggressive, everything else just opens up. I know that's been a big thing for us, just keeping him aggressive and everybody else feeding off of him. That's the Harden we need to step up at times to learn how to go back and forth with Joel, with Tyrese. He just needs to continue to adapt. That's what this training camp is for, and he finally has one under his belt. So hopefully he continues to work on his physical health. And if he does, and if he can show some resemblance and just be that productive, efficient James Harden, as I've been saying, there's no telling what this team can do. But overall, it was a pretty successful training camp. I thought these guys worked well together. I thought the vibes were high based off what we saw. I thought there was good energy. Sure, there's still a lot to work on. It takes time for it to come together. But, we have some optimistic things to look at, and we have to hope some other things work out as well. But that's where we get into the game action. Speaking of which, the Sixers open up their preseason tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. And we have some interesting updates on that game. But before we get to that, shout out to our sponsor of today's show, Manscaped. Manscaped, go check out their performance package. They're a leading provider of below-the-waist grooming products. They're taking this industry to another level. They have products like the Lawnmower 4.0. They have the Weed Whacker. They have the Crop Reviver. They have the Ball Toner, the Ball Deodorant, all these products, man, that are just shaping the game. They have advanced skin-safe technology on their Lawnmower 4.0, a cutting-edge ceramic blade. They want to make sure you're keeping the jewels up to date and not hitting the roots. And we know, man, it's starting to get cold out. You have to take care of yourself. Hygiene is important. Be sure to trim the bushes, man. Let Manscaped help you out. They have you covered. Check all their products down below in the description. Click the link, use promo code PhillyTake for 20% off and free shipping. All right, man. Sixers and Nets tomorrow. The much anticipated return, I guess, of Ben Simmons against the Sixers. Well, here are the updates that we have. First and foremost, in terms of the Sixers, Keith Pompey reporting that most of the starters probably will not play. Now, Doc Rivers did say in this article that he's going to talk with the starters depending on how they feel. He may play a few of them, but I don't think this is going to be the hype that we may have all expected, even though it doesn't matter. It's preseason. Honestly, I don't care one bit about it. Doc Rivers says, quote, "It's still not really decided. At least 3 will sit." So I think PJ Tucker's probably going to sit. I think Embiid's going to sit and probably Harden. I could see Maxey getting some run, maybe Tobias, but maybe if they don't feel good, he's not going to play them. It's not that important. We have 4 preseason games, and that's kind of where the Sixers are at. Now, in terms of the Brooklyn Nets, a little bit different. According to Chris Maholan, who covers the Brooklyn Nets, Seth Curry and TJ Warren will be the only Brooklyn Nets out tomorrow night. So the rest of them will play. KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons, all expected to play. As they report here, per Brian Lewis, Ben Simmons finally set to play as the Nets open preseason versus the Sixers. Now, this still isn't a given, right? You never know with him, but he's probably going to play, might get some minutes, and they're probably just going to go through the motions, give him they're probably going to give those 3 a couple minutes, like 5-10 minutes probably, Ben, KD, Kyrie. There's no reason to play him more, especially if the Sixers are not running all their guys and all their units. I don't really care that much about playing in preseason, maybe a game or 2 at the end because we do have 4 of them, but I'm really not concerned. Honestly, I actually want to see some of the other guys because we still have to cut our roster down. So this is where I'm really anticipating seeing the Isaiah Joes, the Charles Bassies, the Trevelin Queens, because we've seen a lot from the stars this week, but in terms of some of these final roster spots, we really don't know. We don't have a big basis. Like, I want to see what Thibel's shot looks like against competition. I want to see if Isaiah Joe has improved at all. I want to see if Bassey has anything left in the tank to offer to maybe try to win that final roster spot. So those are my thoughts. Give me yours down below in the comments section. What are you looking for? What are your thoughts on training camp? Give me all your thoughts. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I will see you all tomorrow night, man. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch y'all, man. Peace.